To be honest, we didn't plan this. It just happened. But when we started preparing this episode, we realized that all the masters we want to tell you about today are women. So today you're in for an episode about Kyiv's female crafters.
I'm Yevhen Sinelnikov, and this is Craft Journeys. Let's go.
Since 2017, I started making porcelain jewelry, but I was only making it for myself. The middle fingers, it all started exactly with gestures of goodwill.
Exactly with the middle fingers, right?
I decided that I absolutely needed earrings like that and skulls. And I made those shapes myself, cast porcelain jewelry. And then we ended up in Florence at a gallery that exclusively exhibits ceramics. Then the gallery owner approached and asked where I got those earrings. Oh, and if you make them yourself, give them to me. My wife also makes jewelry here. Why don't you send them to us from Ukraine for any price? But we will put the fittings on them ourselves and sell them under our own brand. And I thought about it and decided that I should create my own brand and start producing in such quantities that people could buy them.
So this is actually just the beginning, right?
Yes, actually, it's only been half a year of selling to the public. Before that, it was only for friends.
I'm just holding it. It's so delicate that I'm afraid to drop it. This, I guess, could probably hit against each other.
Of course, and it does hit, you see, that's how thick the product actually is. I cast them thin on purpose, so they're light for the ears.
Well, yes, they're light.
Yes, they're light and make a sound. In 2017, when I sold things like this, people were scared. They asked how jewelry could be made from ceramics instead of metal, since it might break if dropped. It's now a trend, and people aren't afraid of ceramics anymore.
You just don't want to let it go. You keep holding on, holding on, holding on. And how much does it cost?
Well, basically, right now my prices are about 1,500 per item. If it's earrings, it depends on the painting.
And what about these little birds, for example?
The birds are already twice as expensive because each little bird takes a lot of time to paint. The balls and torches are 1,500 per pair each, and these are already included.
The torches are not expensive.
Not expensive, not expensive. And these ones are already big, 3,000 per pair or 1,500 each. Usually people carry only one. For mermaids, you can buy an orange one and a blue one, for example.
Can I ask a slightly silly question, just for myself? Is porcelain clay on the inside? For me, they're like those little fish used to be.
Porcelain is a material, clay that has certain properties. It gets fired to almost a glass-like state. This glaze is crushed glass that gets fused to the piece during high firing. It gets covered with a kind of skin. I can show you what porcelain looks like without glaze. This is called biscuit. This is also biscuit. I made these little figurines of children. Actually, the different parts are cast separately and then assembled.
The arms are separate, the head is separate.
Now I'll show you. These are plaster models from which I made the molds. Here I have these molds. So you see there's a separate body, a separate girl's head. Here's a foot as well. When I take it out of the mold, I can immediately attach it with liquid clay into a certain pose, seal it, and then fire it. It stays in that pose. For example, here's a mold for a small bird. Here's what a big one looks like. These haven't been fired yet. I took them out of the mold and sealed up this hole. You definitely need to make a hole all the way through. Because during firing, if there isn't at least a small hole, it will crack. There's tension inside and the air needs to circulate outside. This also needs to be fired and painted. A lot of work.
I just wanted to say that if you make it in separate parts, sculpt, fire, assemble, and then, as I understand, fire it again.
This is for a small bird-shaped item.
How much time does it take for firing, for example?
Well, I do it in batches. There's no point in running the kiln for just one piece. Well, for example, in a week I can cast 40 large birds and 40 small ones. That's 80 pieces.
That's not that many.
Yes, that's just the casting. Each one needs to be sanded, polished, and fired at 900 degrees. I take them out, glaze them, and fire them again. Actually, glazing can be done in a day. Then I sit down and paint them. That's it.
I'm probably there.
And I can paint, well, at most, I don't know, 10 of them in a day.
That's already a lot, painting 10?
Put them in the kiln and then also paint with gold. Well, that's how it goes.
Yes, it's a lot of work and time.
It takes a lot of time. And basically, I don't make such complex sculptures now because honestly, I can't say there's much demand for porcelain sculptures here. Well, at least people buy jewelry. I think my prices aren't the lowest, but they're not expensive either, considering how much work I put into these pieces. I can't raise my prices too high because my friends buy from me and artists buy from me. Artists aren't wealthy people. Well, we often do.
They love beautiful things.
Yes, and basically most of my clients are artists. Of course, I would love to sell for a lot of money, but...
No, it's just the start. The brand is only 6 months old.
This is just the start. I used to think I should do more. Do more work, but I can't do more. Here, you either need to hire people, teach them, and control the quality. You're no longer an artist, not a craftsman. You're already a company manager or some kind of business.
An overseer like, this is bad, fix this part.
We do this. You need stable sales to pay salaries, because at Visi Svoj it works well for me. But then everything goes quiet.
Is this already a business or just a hobby?
Well, it's not exactly a hobby. I'm a professional artist. It's just that I don't have a direct need to sell my works in order to have something to eat. And now, basically, I opened this sole proprietorship and joined Visi Svoj because I need to find a way to donate more.
I need to donate more, yeah.
How can I get money to donate? I need to act.
Obviously, it comes from the family budget, but before, when I was selling things, I used to say that I would send 50% from each amount. Then I realized that most of the money I make, I just send to all my acquaintances for different things. Not to funds, but more for these personal collections, like for power banks, for drones.
Let's go take a look at some more.
The little brooch boys too, well, they're like little angels. These are two-tailed mermaids, and here are some earrings like that. Actually, people ask me, why two-tailed? And in the best case, they mention Starbucks. Because two-tailed mermaids actually originated back in Etruscan times. The ancient Greeks had a lot of two-tailed mermaids, and so did the Romans. In the Middle Ages, in the temples, those medieval French columns, there were two-tailed mermaids on the columns. So it's a very ancient tradition, the two-tailed ones. I made sculptures with skulls, and for that I sculpted a large skull model. And it was made of two parts, the skull itself and the jaw separately. And when I cast that jaw and attached it to the skull, I thought, well, listen, basically I could just make a jaw like that for myself. And I had a series of those, only 2 of them are left.
Wow!
They had teeth, each jaw had different gold teeth. That was so everyone would be afraid, so no one would make fun of them. And yes, this is also a collection of men's jewelry.
This is a men's accessory. And here is a fuck you gesture.
And how much does it cost?
This one costs 8,000 hryvnias. And basically, I just won't make them anymore. I only have 2 left.
It's so unusual, really something.
A challenge?
Yes, I still have some challenges.
Wow.
God, well, that's true.
I also have these. Wow, the same ones, just with a pattern.
How can someone even think of making a jaw from bones and to do it so delicately?
They're not just bones, there's also this kind of painting on them.
Basically, this is also a kind of traditional story. There are many of these kinds of sarcophagi where bones and skulls are kept. They're all decorated. They're in some kind of rubies, and it looks both scary and beautiful.
And how do people react to that?
They get scared?
They get scared, right?
Yes, most get scared. I started with sculpture. I kept making them smaller and smaller. Then they were like this. Eventually, salt shakers appeared and people bought them, though there were often comments, "Oh my! Something is pouring out of its head." How could you think of something so horrible? Although that's a classic story too. Salt shakers and heads are also from the 19th century, as described there. Or there are egg holders.
Very tiny things, really. This little thing, look, I see a little thing. Do you see the little thing?
Do you see how small it is? Point at it with your finger again. Here, here.
Actually, I have a separate workshop in the container over there.
We can go take a look.
Can we? Yes, we can.
This is my messier workshop. I have a stove here.
I love this kind of thing. Workshops are always cool.
There are all sorts of little things here, and not so little things. May I?
You can. Just be careful since the porcelain flowers can break off. I love making really tiny things, but they're actually very fragile.
Wow, inside.
Yes, I had a series with skulls about the inner state. This piece is called a self-portrait. These are my cockroaches. After all, cockroaches.
And how is this made?
I made it by hand, rolling out thin sheets for the lace and attaching them. This is all done while it's wet, when this wet piece is kept in plastic so it doesn't dry out.
And I cut all of this out, attached it and polished it.
And how much does something like this cost?
Something like this costs about $2,000. I would sell it for that price.
I understand there's a lot of work. I can see it. You can feel that it's so detailed. But still, $2,000.
Well, basically, porcelain is an expensive material on its own and technically complex. And for porcelain sculpture, that's a normal price. When I sell something for charity, the price is different.
Not cheap.
Not cheap, yeah.
But it's cool. So maybe that's why it's cool that it's not cheap.
My heater broke down then. There wasn't enough voltage. And these three figurines, during firing, you see, they were all supposed to stand straight. Only this one managed to stay standing straight. This one leaned forward a lot. Well, its flowers outweighed it here. And this one, it seems, decided to act like in the Matrix.
Don't tell anyone. That's actually how it was supposed to be. What about the war overall? Has demand for Ukrainian products increased?
Yes, it's enormous. From what I see, there are more interesting craftsmen and fascinating works. Because before, for example, jewelry, silver, gold used to be, well, kind of classic style, yes. There wasn't even authentic Ukrainian style. There was very little of it. Basically, it started to develop after Maidan.
Little by little, but not much.
Now, there's just such a rich variety and people are creating new things, making copies, and the Ukrainian style itself is developing with some interesting things. I really like it.
I'm Ksenia. I make busy cubes. Busy boards were invented in the last century by Maria Montessori so that the child could learn to play and perceive everything around them, but all in one place. So they wouldn't go to the door, pull the handle, go to the socket, or show interest in those things. But so it would be safe and have electricity.
These are busy cubes. Here's the board.
Why do kids get so obsessed with these busy boards? Because it's everything they see around them. But mom says, don't go there. Mom says, don't turn on the light. Don't do this so it doesn't blink. So all of this is in one place, and first of all, it gives mom a chance to drink her coffee calmly while it's still hot.
That's why it's called busy, right?
Keep him occupied. Let him sit there.
I was on maternity leave. I really wanted my own business. We started with my brother, my husband, and my brother's wife. Yes, we bought all the materials and did all the painting at home. The whole floor was covered in paint. Then we found a place so I could do everything there. So at first it was all for charity purposes, like selling and raising money for kids with spinal muscular atrophy. We did this as a hobby for about a year. After the war, my main goal was to create jobs. So I already wanted other people to do this. There was a really severe crisis in Kyiv because so many people lost their jobs. And I wanted people to have the opportunity to work in Kyiv. And basically, thanks to the fact that the people I hired were so passionate about my cause, we were able to grow to this level. Because I think it's pretty fast that we were able to open a showroom as well. And this is the first showroom of biz boards in Ukraine.
Are they all different? I see there's this thing here.
Sequins, yes. These little spools here. Kids just love these sounds every year. And the flashlight, so they don't shine it in their eyes. I mean, it turns on and off slowly. We chose all the details based on what kids like. My sister and I have 4 kids between us. I have 1 child and she has 3. We asked them what they would like and enjoy most. So, we basically did a social survey with the kids. Then we looked at what was ordered more, what was being replaced, what parts the clients wanted to replace. Here it's just about being client-oriented.
For example, if you bought something, can you replace a part?
Yes, absolutely. I designed this cube for my child when he was 2. We were traveling to Holland and it was a really long trip. Yeah, I was alone with him and I just thought I need something in my backpack to simply distract him. And this cube was simply indispensable. My travel companion's niece was there and she took this cube from him. They actually, like in Europe, it's very much like that. I think they don't have any manufacturers. They all order from Ukraine. Wow, that's cool. Do they really order from Ukraine? Yes. My kids also really love the lock and its little keys. It's one thing when they take their parents' keys, which are covered in bacteria, and lick them. It's different when they lick a key. You can sterilize, lick it, and it's safe. No viruses left. For example, our thing that makes the lock work, yes, it opens and allows the gears to turn. When it's closed, it doesn't turn.
Yes, and you understand what closed and open mean.
Yes, this is also a maze for ages 1 and up. So, if this cube is for 7 months old, at first they play with the spinning parts, and then they start to master these more complex details, more complicated elements. That's why this toy isn't like other plastic toys meant only for ages 6 and up. 6 months and up, and basically, by the time they're a year old, they won't be interested anymore.
Yeah, it's not interesting anymore.
And we designed sets so that even at 3 years old, like from 11 months, this cube, my little one is 3.5 now, and he's still discovering new elements for himself.
I'm 43 and I took it and I'm playing with it.
Yes, 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 there's a lot of this, exactly. On Etsy, for example, busy boards are sold and probably 75% of them are made in Ukraine.
That's really unexpected. Yes. Oh, and these are also theirs, right?
These are bigger, yes. My little one could fit in here when he was 3. There's light inside and they're really drawn to it. These are little lamps that go in here.
It's big. What's inside it?
Bells, there's even a calculator. All the ones that spin, all the hourglasses. There's also a more complex padlock here.
It's more complicated to open.
For 2 plus. Plus, it's big in size, so there's more inside, you know.
These little things.
A strap that you can open. Sequins, they love those too. There are more of them in this maze. Oh, here are some bells.
There are 2 of them, right?
Yes, that's a helicopter. And a little cloud and a spool and a remote control, of course. All the main elements that are on the other cubes, plus those extra features that are here, fine motor skills, all of that.
Okay, I'll turn on the antagonist now. How can you give something like that to a child? There are a bunch of tiny parts here. Try to find even one. Paint. Kids put everything in their mouths. Here, take this.
They chew on all of it. My first question when I started searching for all the details was, give me a certified paint manufacturer. And it had to be Ukrainian made. We found one, it's Composite, a company that makes it. They have the only paint that's certified for children's toys and for wood. That is for wooden children's toys. The same goes for plywood and all the parts. When I started, I really liked those small switches. And no matter how you screwed them on, they would still come off. They were very small. And we did a crash test with my little one. I was supervising, I was watching over him, and everything went into his mouth. We gave up on it. Maybe I spent about half a year trying to find something that definitely wasn't there.
This definitely won't be there. Yes.
Black and white color scheme.
Yes, we made this to order.
How long does it take to make?
1 or 2 days for production. The price in general stays the same. They say, I want my own busy board with specific elements. No outlet, but a signal, a remote, not a xylophone, a sorter, not a calculator. We do and agree on everything.
Damn, that's cool.
Cool, yeah, with these cubes that are 25 by 25 or 20 by 20, for example. No matter how you look at it, we also have to adjust them in the shelter, for example. Cookies, water, so you don't have to put it all in a bag. And this already works as a container for a child's emergency kit and a toy. And plus, like, you always have snacks in the cube.
Are there any cubes for like men over 40? Any?
They made busy boards for adults. It's usually for rehabilitation. Now, for rehabilitation, we made them for 2 rehabilitation centers. One is the superhuman center, and there the details are really more adult-oriented, meaning those that focus on rehabilitation.
By the way, how much does one like this cost?
1,350 hryvnias.
1,350 hryvnias, that's 2 toys. Well, it seems to me, 3 Chinese toys for a child. Yes, but here there's a whole life actually, right?
Yes.
Well, it's not expensive.
These cubes are very popular. We keep the price for them, understanding the situation in the country. Many of our children have left, and without the war, things would be great now.
Yes, the market is a bit...
The market would be oversaturated. Oh, this 700.
700 hryvnias.
Yes, for 15 elements.
And the biggest one, that pink one?
4,000. This one is 2,600, and it's the most popular. It's just amazing.
And you have production here, right? I see people walking there. Yes, yes. Can I take a look?
Yes, of course. Let's go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Here we have cut-out pieces being painted, similar to boards.
They say the paint is for kids, but it's just regular paint.
It says here that it's safe for children. I have 3 myself, so we always check the certification. This is my sister I told you about.
Oh, I see. So it was tested on you?
Yes, yes. Here is the painting and how we paint the elements, either by hand or with rollers. And with this device, we usually paint the beads. These are the beads that come out ready.
All these things actually, they influence a child's development. Yes.
From early childhood, the child becomes smarter.
Yes.
So you actually, right? You are pushing our whole society so that the next generation will be, well...
Yes.
And do men play around? They do, right?
Yes. By the way, it's a topic that moms often play with their kids. Educational games, puzzles, and all that. Usually, it's men who play with busy cubes with their kids. It's a dad's game with the children.
You help bring families together too, right? Yes.
Well done. Okay, let's move on. Yes.
How many work here now full-time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a photographer. We have a content creator, we have an accountant, and these are the 3 people who work online. Our Alexi sits here.
Good afternoon. I'll get back to this question. Why is there still no adult cube? I mean, the content specifically. Yeah, I already know how to plug in an outlet and do these things, but still, I want to twist and turn something.
I take it, you take a kid's one, you twist it, even though you realize, well, damn, it's pink, it's a kid's thing.
We'll work with adults too. Good idea.
I heard he took it off.
Here we have plywood being stacked. Tomorrow we'll have a new batch delivered. But these are the boards that get painted, and then everything goes into our machine.
Ah, so it's being cut right here.
This is a laser machine. We won a grant from DIA and bought this machine.
The government gave you a grant for this machine? And what did they want in return?
By developing the business, we are creating jobs. We pay taxes for the people we hire. And in fact, the mandatory criterion is to hire people. That is officially so that people are employed.
So indeed, the government gave money so that you could grow.
Yes, this is the development of a small business. It's very motivating for us to keep doing all this ourselves in Ukraine.
Damn, that's nice. It's usually United States Agency for International Development or United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, so it's impressive our government also provides support.
This is actually the most interesting room because here, basically, you have all the elements that are either already painted or ready for our control panels to be attached.
By the way, where do you get them?
I found a supplier somewhere on Prom or on OLX. I actually have 35 suppliers for each item. These bells, we just order all of them in bulk. Xylophones, all these things. And the most problematic thing is when my favorite items run out at the suppliers. It's just hard to find something to replace them with afterwards. It's very difficult because these little bells are perfect. They're round, they won't cut anything, they don't cut, there are no sharp edges. Yes, they're just perfect and I adore them. And so we buy them in bulk because we're worried about always having them. All sorts of details. These are all screws. There are more than 20 types of screws here that we're using right now too.
Let's move on.
I bought everything back when we were there. I remembered and took a business card.
What's wrong?
Yes, these are busy cubes and toys that build fine motor skills. We arrived at the pediatrics department, and in the pediatrics department, they're hanging on the wall.
Boards, yes.
Boards, yes, and the little one got interested in something there, so we decided to buy it. At first, he was moving those, cheeks and spinning the spinner. Then he learned to pry it open with his finger. First, he learned to open it, then he learned to close it. He still doesn't have enough strength, and here the coin, he still misses, but he's interested. He tries to take it out himself and poke it in, but he doesn't have the motor skills to do it.
And the example of the father, how he explains it, he already does this and this and this. Exactly.
That's awesome.
At first he found something, dragged it around, and it was hard, but now he takes it off and chews it, well, he loves it.
And how long has she been with you? 2 months. 2 months. So you're like a father, right?
Yes, I'm happy. It's really a great thing. It really keeps him busy. It's really cool. The child is growing up and new things are starting to interest him.
This is the packing area. This is what the packing area looks like.
Oh, these cubes are already ready for shipping, right?
Today, Alexi is standing here and checking each one.
To make sure everything works.
Yes, if something doesn't work there, or if something is screwed on incorrectly, we go back, redo everything, and fix it so that it's perfect when we send it out.
Well, that's really impressive.
I'm Anna Kostomarova, and I do crafting with unconventional natural materials.
And these are real pussy willows, right?
Yes, this is goat willow.
And don't they shed? No?
Do you do something to them there?
While I'm working on it, it's still pliable and fresh, so it can withstand some pressure. Then it needs to stand.
Well, don't touch it, right?
Everything's fragile. This is Alan's series, but aren't we all fragile?
Well, you really want to. It's so fluffy. You just want to. This one's mine. This is just for me.
The process was painful, but the result was beautiful.
And what is this made of? These aren't roses. Are these some kind of thorns?
This is Robinia pseudoacacia, what we call white acacia.
How does this beauty appear?
It all starts with a walk. I take my pruning shears with me, go for a walk, ride my bike, or paddle a kayak and look for where something is growing or where someone has cut something. So I walk around and collect, or I know places in the botanical garden, like the compost pit where all the tree trimmings are thrown. I was just about to say there's a compost pit in the botanical garden. Actually, you can do crafts from anything, for example, from garlic. This is a string made from garlic. So you can use ready-made cotton or hemp string, or you can make it from garlic.
But it doesn't smell like garlic.
No, it doesn't smell.
On the contrary, it seems kind of fruity to me.
And you can make a little rope out of anything. Dandelions, daylilies, iris leaves.
And what's this?
These are Siberian irises. It's a red book species, but I only cut the dry inflorescences, shook out all the seeds in the place where this flower grows so that they would stay there and sprout.
Can I see how it burns? Beautiful.
A lamp is like a cozy memory from childhood. And that's how it somehow transformed into making lamps. And I want to bring that natural coziness into every home. Crafting, well, craft, it's something I come back to from time to time. And I wanted to work with something tangible, and I just wanted to be able to hold the result of my work in my hands. It's all made from curly willow branches, the trunk and the lampshades, and it casts beautiful shadows on the ceiling and the walls.
I think there are probably a lot of such blanks, right?
I can show you my collection of driftwood. They're outside. Yes, I bring home a trophy from every walk. Now that I'm an adult, I don't have to leave them outside to avoid my mom's scolding.
My little one always brings sticks home after walks. I should think about that, right?
This is a wild grapevine just from the fence of my house.
And this is also a lamp, right?
And this is a lamp, but it's still a work in progress. It's made from a plant. It's an aquatic plant called Xenoplectus in Latin. I know that crafting with this material is a tradition in Ireland. And I wanted to ask you, taking this opportunity, you travel and see different crafts across Ukraine. Does anyone in Ukraine use this material to make hats or rugs?
And what is this material called again?
Skenoplectus may be called kuga in Ukrainian.
Skenoplectus. Skenoplectus. I haven't seen anything made from it yet. It's so soft.
It's pleasant. It feels like marshmallow when you work with it. And then it insulates heat very well because of the porous structure of its stem. And from it, I know, in Ireland, they make carpets for castle houses.
And does it grow anywhere around here?
It grows here on the Dnipro, right along the shoreline, and in the floodplain meadows, like in the Ossokorki Eco Park.
Is it like reeds?
It's an aquatic plant, like cattails, like reeds.
Actually, it's a completely different material.
Wool, yeah.
To avoid fast consumption, I do upcycling. And this is wool from such a crappy coat from a Zakarpattia thrift store, which I just used for lamps.
Cool, wow.
This is also not finished yet.
Is this also not finished yet? Yes. And what else needs to be finished here?
Make the shape perfect. This is paper.
Paper!
A napkin, to be honest. I just shape it using PVA glue and a balloon.
Cool. And how does your husband feel about you having a bunch of sticks and grass?
He's great and really supports me because I don't have a job or a steady income, and he helps me do what I want to do.
Can you say that this is a steady income?
This is a steady job.
It's like with us, Jenya.
It's similar to us. So they aren't buying it? Why?
Not that many people know about me yet. I hope with your help more will know.
All right, let's get back to business. How much does a lamp like this cost?
About 3,200.
3,200. And what about this one?
3,600. It's bigger.
And what about this one?
I haven't decided yet.
4.
Okay.
Cool, right?
Yes, its three-dimensional structure is a cluster since it's a wild grapevine. There's also a meaning in this particular vine that all last year the sun was shining on it. It was photosynthesizing, growing. At the end of the season, after the leaves had fallen, I cut it and made a lamp out of it.
And now it shines.
Now it shines, yes.
As I understand it, there is this meaning in every work here. Yes, it's embedded.
Because natural materials have a strong tectonic expressiveness. And with their help, you can embed meanings and emotions in the work.
For example, this prickly lamp, I called it Liuti and made it for the anniversary of the full-scale invasion.
Because the war affects me, just like it affects all of us, and it is reflected in my work. Because this plant, Robinia pseudoacacia, after stressful pruning, in the first year it grows these very thorny branches. In the second year, the branches become less thorny because the tree grows back and there is no longer a need for this protective mechanism against animals that might eat the leaves. By the third year, the plant produces flowering buds. And this is kind of a metaphor that I and we, Ukrainian society, will eventually stop being so thorny and will blossom.
Cool. Now you look at this lamp in a completely different way. This one too, right?
I made this one too. And this is bark that was washed up by the Dnipro during the flood in 2021. When the weather is nice, I go out every evening to watch the sunset. That's what I love about my job. And I look for interesting things the Dnipro has washed up on the shore. I collect sticks and bring them home.
This isn't a business, just a hobby?
I'm trying to turn this hobby into a business, but I'm not very good at marketing. Some people make handmade goods looking for a free niche and filling it, which means there will be demand.
Yes, she's already taking action to help it sell.
I do it because I can't not do it. It just fits my lifestyle. I get a lot of pleasure when I do all this, even when I prick myself with thorny branches.
Is there a website, YouTube or Instagram now?
Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok exist.
I'm not into marketing. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok have everything.
I took part in Courage several times. In Kyiv, already during the full-scale invasion, I received a lot of compliments and followers.
And what is this? I know, it's a lamp, a light, it's wool. What's it about?
It's wool. The meaning is added by the wooden base here. This is a slice of maple from my hometown, Avdiivka, which was recently occupied by the Russians. And before that, it held out for 10 years and was on the front line. This maple tree, which I might have walked under as a child, was cut down by my father because he worked in Avdiivka in something like the Green Plant Service. And he sent it to me by Nova Pochta.
So, as I understand it, this one probably isn't for sale.
It is for sale. I still have more.
They're all, as I understand, unique. None of the lamps are repeated.
Some items can be reproduced, some cannot. No, they cannot. It's like bark, because it's unlikely that the Dnipro will give me such a big, whole and sturdy find again. And some works can be reproduced, for example, like these woolen lampshades or lampshades made from wild grapevine.
So if a client calls now and says they need 50 of these, 25 of those, and 112 chandeliers, is that all possible?
In around 50 days. It's just that the first and second jobs are done slowly because I simply don't have the physical skills to do this work. And with repetition, it gets faster and the cost becomes lower. This is a poof made from that aquatic plant from Chinoplectus that I mentioned. I crocheted it for 41 hours.
41 hours. Do you really have that much patience? Isn't there any of that?
Well, I got bored at the beginning, but then I somehow got into it. Probably the hardest part of this job was actually collecting the plant, because I did it on the bank of the Dnipro. Our Dnipro is regulated, too warm, blooms with cyanobacteria, smells a bit, and I had to wade through this muck.
Cyanobacteria? Finally, we've become not just an interesting program, but also an educational one.
Cyanobacteria, Chinoplectus, tectonic expressiveness.
Oh, you feel it, right?
I'm subscribed to all these Ukrainian masters, crafters, but not to get inspired. It's so I don't make something that's already been done. This is a cat cave for a cat. For those who want to pretend to be a little stone, there's one shaped like a stone. This is a cloud, and there's also a cheese one. My cats love it. Just like you have Zhenya to make content, I have my cats for photo shoots.
We brought in Zhenya for this.
Yes, I also made the lounge chair, the macrame.
It's comfortable. Let's try turning off the light now.
Look how this one plays. It's awesome.
I also think that it's simply necessary for the human psyche to consume and see this in order to...
Living nature, not concrete, not these straight angles.
To keep your sanity in this nest.
I don't know. I just really want to touch it.
Don't deny yourself.
300 and you can touch it.
I recently collected these little cats for my wife, but by the time I brought them, half were gone.
No, mine stay together. You just need to know the optimal time to collect the plant material. Everything is like that. Grains, inflorescences, branches, vines. When the moisture is optimal, it's not brittle and it's flexible, you can make something out of it.
You don't cover it with anything. It stays just the way it is.
It is just the way it is. But of course, I treat the wood like the Schinoplectus to protect it from rotting and pests. This is my collection.
This is a treasure.
This is a treasure.
Look at that. Wow. This will be a floor lamp, right? Uh-huh. How does it happen? Well, you walk, walk, walk. Oh, a beautiful stick.
Really, right? Yes, just like your son, that's exactly how it is.
For him, the main thing is it must be straight.
For me, the main thing is it must be curly and crooked. I have a collection of beaver sticks. Those are the ones that beavers or muskrats have gnawed on. This one is small, there are bigger ones.
Wow.
A collab with a beaver.
Cool, it's really been gnawed on. Look.
Go ahead, try making that texture yourself.
So it turns out I'm a breeder, a collector of driftwood, and by education, I'm a driftwood expert.
This is great. You can put a light bulb in here and it will cast shadows. That's the plan.
And this, as I understand, is also for something.
This is a mushroom. I wanted to make a shelf out of it, but I couldn't find a way to stabilize it. It's March now. I'll be working with birch. It just bothers me that Russians somehow took over this image.
They took it.
No, the birch is a beautiful plant that grows all over Europe, and here as well. Similar to what happened with borscht, Botanical revived it. I want to bring the birch back to us too.
Cool. It's a little bit like you're crazy, but just a little bit. There are sticks here, there are logs, there are some plants.
I'm just living the life of a druid.
Yes, friends. So take a look around. Maybe you liked something?
Or the opposite, if you find a beautiful snag and don't know what to do, you know who to ask?
To the snag expert.
A certified snag expert who will turn your snag into something beautiful for your interior.
It can even glow. I'm Maria, I'm Jana. We make creative felt.
We make everything from wool, from interior items to clothing, hats. Our signature is eyes and little mushrooms.
Cool. You need to go to the Carpathians like this.
We use only natural materials. The wool is very high quality and it's very good to wear, especially for children.
Am I right? This is a Valinok, isn't it?
Yes, but Valinki are made on an industrial scale at factories. They use machines there, and we use a slightly different kind of wool. We do everything by hand. You can't make such a complex shape with a machine.
Cool. Well.
Notice the clothes, there isn't a seam anywhere. It's all a single piece. It's made all at once, everything is laid out. Look, there are even pockets here. And they're all one piece. There isn't a single seam in this.
It's very tactile.
Just knead and enjoy it.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the point of making it seamless?
People sometimes ask if we can make a plain black coat, but I tell them we don't do that. What we do is, look, for example, this coat, the pockets are felted in. You could never sew something like that. See how there are 2 layers here?
Wow, that's really cool. How much does this cost? Probably a fortune.
No, not really. For example, a coat here can cost 5,000 to 10,000 hryvnias.
Well, that's not expensive, I think. Of course, it's money, but works like this are unique.
Yes, yes, and the wool we use is the highest quality you can find. Australian sheep, and the factory that dyes it is located in Italy.
Why not Ukrainian or Carpathian?
There is Ukrainian, I'll show you, but it's different. We don't have fine wool sheep. The fiber is 18 microns or less. This is what we use for hats. The Ukrainian one is 21 to 23 and coarse.
You can try it. Here are children's hats we make with Italian fiber. And here, for example, if it's for a sauna or some kind of coat, then you can increase it.
Oh, well, yes, it's completely different.
And they also make felt boots and bags.
Like this one, for example.
Well, it's cool, isn't it?
Just a little moment like that.
What moment? These hats are for the sauna, they say, with light steam.
To make a business out of this.
Actually, the first hats were made for their own children, not for the sauna. The first ones were made in 2014. And when people saw them on the street, they started asking where we made them. Well, it was just a hobby. Even now, we don't call it a business because, well, to say that it really brings us a lot. But we can travel, we go to exhibitions, you could say, thanks to what we make.
That's actually really cool.
Yes, that's a dragon.
I would ski like that. If I were skiing, yes. Listen, I think this is more like art for some party or festival.
Children's ones are actually everyday, warm and comfortable.
Going to the store like this is just...
Yes.
Give me coffee without milk, please.
No, there are regular ones too. Although after people see these unusual hats, you show them.
They say that's not interesting.
It's not interesting, yeah, well.
When someone like that is nearby, you naturally want something.
These ones with horns are especially in demand. Yes, in winter, these little rams, little goats. Such ones, of course, well, we make them, but there can be only 1 or 2 of them.
Is this for going out on Malanka?
Yes.
Gigio has a hat like this, and well, he wore it in a lot of his videos.
Gigio has it. Musik, come here. You're going out and coming in.
Damn, well, this definitely lifts your mood 100% just coming here to try it on.
That's what they call it, a mood hat.
All right, continue. It's my show. Girls, now tell me about the business.
No, it brings us a lot of pleasure, that's for sure.
And what about the business?
It brings some money, but not much.
Is this your main job?
Or do you do something else and this is just for your soul?
No, we do this, and this is how we earn a living. This is our main activity, let's put it that way. But to say that it's a business, like a real business, when you're, well, I don't know, there, a family likely can't live off it.
To buy a new house? No. But there is an increase in demand, like when you go to these international exhibitions.
Ukraine is still in trend and people treat us with great respect. People often come up to us, oh God, and apologize that their country doesn't support us very well. And there are tears, hugs, all sorts of things happen.
You asked what you can wear every day, and it has these little inserts that you can change, and they can also be used as brooches.
Or like these, or like these. What are those? Mushrooms? Mushrooms, mushrooms.
And you can change them. It's like one hat, but it can match different moods.
You see, we have a bit of different directions here. There are some funny ones, and there are ones like this. And here too, for example.
You can also change these covers in the bag.
Rings like this.
What isn't there?
Brooches like these. I mean, not everything we have is silly.
Not everything is silly. Some things are decent.
These are little headbands for children to cover their ears and keep them warm.
Well, when hats aren't needed anymore.
Yes, for kids, that's cool.
I really like this one.
This is just like Katya Osacha going to a party.
She doesn't know yet.
She doesn't know yet, but she will definitely reach out to you.
Everyone asks us, does Katya Osacha have your hat? Well, not yet.
Can I come to you and order something? For example, to go to some Comic-Con or Burning Man, something like that. Of course, I want to. Is it possible, right?
Yes, we have clients like that for whom we make products based on individual sketches.
For example, this hat here, how long will it take to make?
When you already know how and understand the process, for us it takes 1 day to make.
1 day?
Yes, 1 day. And then we plant it and it dries, and only the next day when it's already dry, we'll show you the process so you understand how it works.
Go ahead. It's interesting. I thought it would take at least a week here.
It comes together right away in the form of this kind of wool, and then it's felted and you get a product like this.
Can you show how to make this from that in just 1 day?
This is my cutout template, this is the laminate underlay, and this is its layout.
Here, this hat now unfolds to twice its size.
This will be a child's size like this.
Will it shrink more after that?
Yes, with the help of soap and felting, it will shrink and turn into fabric.
And lay it so that there aren't any big gaps. This is just water with soap, regular soap.
Uh-huh.
You don't need any, anything special. You don't need any special preparations for this business. Just buy wool, that's it.
And the desire, yes, that's really all you need.
And a strong desire, yes, that's all. Look how it's crumpling, see that? Now we need to wrap it up. There can't be any mistakes here.
I really like this approach. It's great and mistake-free. That's cool.
It's not like you're making some clay thing there. You work on it, and then ruin everything.
There's nothing like that here. It all takes time. You can't scale it. Well, when you're alone, it's impossible to make a lot. If you've already learned, you can do it faster in a day there.
Yes, to do it faster.
We're the same, just quicker. For example, when we hold workshops, a person spends about 6 to 8 hours on one hat. Well, Jana and I can make, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 in a day. At workshops, people keep felting non-stop, and I keep asking if they're finished yet. And right here are all the dreams about business. They disappear right away, yes. Let's speed up. Now we're going to make the eyes. Right here, yes, we'll have an eye.
I don't mind, but I still don't fully understand how it'll look.
Or how to position this eye. It will be there, maybe with an angry look.
Or a kind one. Yes, the film doesn't hold, but when we layer wool on wool, it sticks.
It sticks together.
Yes, that's it. We've laid it out. This is already the first stage. Done, and now the physics begins. We're twisting it. And with these kinds of movements, as if it's dough. It's like the formation of fabric. The fibers are coming together.
Well, it's not hard.
No, it's not hard, and you don't need to put in a lot of effort there.
We're doing magic, right? There we go. There we go. Done.
Touch it, see how it feels now.
It's firm. This one comes out.
Yes, this template comes out.
It's fabric, but it's not dense and remains large.
Yes, it's still large and needs to be felted.
Already without...
Without the template, it doesn't fall apart together anymore. Like this too. Like tossing dough. Just like that. It's nothing to worry about.
Nothing will happen.
If that's the case, there will be another one. You see how she's sitting right before your eyes? Just with warm water. Well, it's still big. You can try it on now. It shrank. It's already fabric. You can't separate it anymore. No, you can't take it apart anymore.
And how do you make it so there's a hole?
It's 2 layers with a film between, then you cut it out with scissors.
Ah, I see.
They didn't stick to each other.
We'll fix it for him now. The eyes are big. The first items, the hats, I made right at home in the kitchen. Well, and then when the wool started spreading everywhere...
My husband said, let's get an office.
My husband said, that's enough.
When there's wool in the borscht?
We only ever drink tea with wool in it. It's everywhere.
Trimmed it up. Now she needs to dry. Over there, you see, I have the eyes lying. This is a brooch and the same kind of eyes as here. And just using wool like we would stuff here. It is applied and with a needle.
What about your prices? For example, how much is this one?
Our hats range from 1,500 to 2,500. It depends on the complexity.
Depends on the complexity. Where should I look? Where should I go?
We have Instagram for messaging. You can also visit us or find us at exhibitions.
The link will be under the video.
Well, yes. We make brooches starting from 150 hryvnias.
Cool, right?
Rings like these, yet.
Is that a hair? Yes.
There's a gray one and a white one. These are in demand here in Ukraine.
Well, they go well with embroidered shirts, and they can be in different colors.
Truly beautiful.
They're quite decent.
And how much does this thing cost?
These are 450.
450 hryvnias? Yes. Wow, it totally changes the look.
Well, yes, all these hats and headbands, that's exactly what they're for.
We have all these different flowers because in April we're going to Rome for a big flower festival. And that's why we have flowers here now. Otherwise, we would only have fly agarics with eyes.
I can clearly see that you're always searching. Always searching, constantly searching. That's a purse. Cool.